Hello and Pockets here, back with another pack opening. We're moving on to pack 8. We are 3/4 of the way through. 4 more after this. Very exciting times. Hopefully we can start getting into some of the meat. We got a couple decent cards that I'm excited to put into decks, but I'd like to see one of the big ones, like a Elish Norn in like the manga style. Maybe with the step foiling. Let's take a look. Alright, so we're going to do this the normal way. If you haven't seen one of my pack openings before, we're going to quickly go through the cards relatively quick here in the beginning, and then for those that are interested, you can stick around for the second part where we will talk about the individual cards and what they mean to me. So there's our Phyrexian Might token. We'll see. Ooh, I haven't seen that one before. A cat token on the back. Oops, you can't see that. So there we go. Haven't really got the pieces that need those yet, really, but Lux Artillery for our Commander card in the Extended Art Foil. We'll see what that does in just a few minutes. Planeswalker. Ooh. Okay. This is our manga art, non-foil or anything. Nissa Ascended Animus. I imagine this is a hit. It's a Mythic Rare. We'll see what it actually does in a moment, but exciting. Ooh, okay. I'm excited to read that card. I like green. Sucker for green. This is our step completed. It's a common Rustvine Cultivator, so basically fancy oil-based Llanowar Elf. Really? Or I guess it's more like a Mystic? Arbor Druid? One of those. There's one that untaps lands. That's what this is like. We'll read that in a moment. Sinew Dancer in the foil standard Ichor. Oops. Necrogen Rot Priest we've seen before as well. This is our standard Ichor. Kemba's banner. Hey, Kemba. I haven't seen Kemba yet, but we got his banner. We got their banner. We'll see what that does. That's another commander card. So that's interesting that you can get a commander card in the foil slot. It didn't even occur to me. Cool. We'll see what that does momentarily. Monumental Facade. Another sphere. So we've got 3 different spheres so far in these packs. I don't know how many there are, but... Oh, there's our Kato in the standard foil. We got the manga step of him last time, or the time before. Recently. That's a cool art, though, and you got his little robot panda things. Various drones. I'd like to get his token, since I'm probably going to end up using him in a deck. There's our non-Phyrexian Mountain. That'll probably also go in my dragon deck. Might as well, right? It's all foily and cool. I like the furnace level stuff. Slide over just a little bit. Voidwing Hybrid we haven't read before. That's a Dimir Phyrexian Bat card. We'll see what that does. That's cool. In foil. Swooping Lookout. Thirsting Roots in foil. Hazard Blast we haven't seen before. Did I do this all wrong? I did. Mirren Bardiche. Bardiche. And a Ichor Synthesizer, and that's our card. That's our foils. Okay. So somewhere in here. Yeah, I did this all wrong. We'll quickly put these in order, and then we'll move on to the second part of the video. But that's the pack. If you're not sticking around, let me know what you think in the comment sections down below. Is that a hit? Is this Nissa enough to make this pack a win? I do not know. We will find out. Let's take a look at what she does. That's a lot of comments on this pack. But that's okay. We got a Mythic Rare Nissa, and that's exciting. Look at that art. That's crazy incredible. Poor Nissa. Always liked Nissa. So she is Nissa, Ascended Animus, 3 green, and then Phyrexian green. So Phyrexian can pay with green mana or 2 life. So it would basically be a 5 mana with 4 life, or a 6 mana with 2 life, or 7 mana, whatever you need. Completed means whenever you pay life for one of the mana, you lower the loyalty it comes in with by 2. So if you did the full thing, this would come in as a 3. Loyalty Planeswalker for 5 and 4 life. What does she do? Better be good. +1, create an X green Phyrexian horror creature token, where X is Nissa Ascendant Animus. Wow. Try that again. Where X is Nissa Ascendant Animus loyalty. Oh. It doesn't have token, but she comes in and protects herself right away, so that's amazing. So even if you paid 7 mana, you get a 7/7 blocker. So long as they don't have flying. Cool. -1, destroy target artifact or enchantment. That's not a bad ability to have just laying around. Just never know. And then -7 until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each forest you control and gain trample. Oh, so yeah, you definitely want this in some sort of mono deck, but like that's amazing. I am gonna have to find somewhere to put this. I am looking at building a Hydra deck, but that's 3 colors, the one I'm looking at. I don't know. That's awesome. That's awesome. That I definitely want to find a home for. Okay, Kato, Dancing Shadow. We saw this guy before, but basically, whenever a creature deals combat damage to the player, you may return it to your hand. And if you do, you can do Kato's abilities a second time this turn, so you can do it twice for whichever one. For +1, you can up to one target creature can't attack or block till end of turn, so defends you, or it might help you get past a creature, so you can trigger the ability. In a ninja deck, you can trigger ninjutsu with that too, probably. Or yeah, that's 0 mana draw card, or 0 loyalty draw card, and then -2, create a 2/2 colorless drone artifact creature token with death touch, and when this creature leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, which is amazing. -2 is a little steep, but I mean with death touch, it means even if you block with it or you attack and they block, you still get your 2 damage to life, and if they don't block, you can return it to trigger his ability and still do the 2 damage to life. And it's 2 damage to each opponent, not just the one, for the record. So that's cool. I think I like that card. That gives me an extra one that I can maybe trade away, since I'll probably use the manga step one unless I find something better. Monumental Facade, another sphere. Enters the battlefield with 2 oil counters on it. Tap to add 1 colorless. Or tap, remove an oil counter from Monumental Facade, put an oil counter on target artifact or creature you control. Oh. So as long as you keep one on this with some proliferate, you can really start throwing oil counters around then. Good in some sort of oil counter symmetry or synergy deck. Probably alright in limited too. There's enough stuff that needs oil counters to do things that it might be worth it. Maybe not early, but if you know you have a bunch. Kemba's Banner, 3 and a white for an artifact equipment with 4 Mirrodin. So 4 Mirrodin, in case you don't know, means that this equipment comes into play attached to a 2/2 red rebel creature token that you create, that this thing creates. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Now that's not a bad ability, which means straight up it's a 4 mana 3/3, which is not amazing, but if you have anything else on the field, it just gets bigger. Cool. 2 and 1 white to equip, that's probably worth it. Especially if you're doing lots of token generation. It's going to be a pretty good card, I think, in the long run, especially in Commander, where that's a thing that people do. Lux Artillery, I like that art. That is crazy. 4 mana artifact. Whenever you cast an artifact creature spell, it gains Sunburst. Don't remember what Sunburst does. I think it's something to do with the different colors that were spent to cast it. I'll have to look up what Sunburst does. I don't think I ever played with Sunburst. I'm too close to the camera. There we go. I keep cutting off the video. At the beginning of your upkeep, at the beginning of your end step, if there are 30 or more counters on artifacts and creatures you control, Lux Artillery deals 10 damage to each opponent. So in some sort of token deck or counter deck? Yeah. Because I mean, 10 damage to each opponent every turn once this happens. Something like a token doubling deck, Voraclex, or a Hydra deck. This would not take long to set off. That's cool. I like that. I'm going to have to see if I can find a home for that. I don't currently have anything that makes enough tokens to be worth it, but could definitely see a home for that at some point. Okay, here's our Dimir uncommon Voidwing Hybrid. Phyrexian Bat. That's cool art. I like the Phyrexian Bat. It looks kind of like a jellyfishy squid bat thing. Black or blue and black for a 2/1 flying toxic 1. When you proliferate, return Voidwing Hybrid from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, I mean blue black. These are colors we've seen proliferate in before, so this is recurring. This is probably really good and limited. Just being able to bring it back is card advantage. So block with it if you need to, and then bring it back. We've seen Necrogen Rot Priest a couple times, so there's the card. You can read it if you haven't read it, but so far I don't have a deck for this, but maybe one day. go quickly through the commons, and that'll be it for pack 8, my friends. Let's take a look. Ichor Synthesizer. Phyrexian Wizard. I think, have we seen this one? I guess we'll find out. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 Phyrexian Wizard. No, we haven't seen this one. Whenever you cast an on-creature spell, put an oil counter on him. On it. As long as Ichor Synthesizer has 4 more oil counters on it, gets +2/+0 and can't be blocked. The can't be blocked. I wasn't totally sold until I saw the can't be blocked. Of course, 4 counters in a proliferate deck. It makes you a 3/3 unblockable. It's not bad. For limited for sure. Maybe in a ninja deck as like an alternate. I don't know what it would replace. I haven't built the deck yet, so there's probably plenty that you don't actually need that one, but you never know. Oh, look at that. This really showcases that oily foil look. I like it. Miriam Bardiche, 4 and a white. That's a pretty expensive for an artifact equipment. And 4 Mirrodin. There it is. 2 mana, 2 red rebel creature token. Red rebel? Sounds like a song. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has vigilance. Equipped for 4. Yeah, this is probably limited, but I don't know. It's not very exciting as an equipment for me. Hazardous Blast, 3 and a red. Hazardous Blast deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. Creatures your opponents control can't block this turn. Okay, yeah, so we've seen this effect before. This is good in limited, and it can be good in highly aggressive commander decks, really. For 4 mana, you can get through with a big swing when you need to, but I think there's cheaper ways to get this effect, so not bad though. I like the foil. The art's pretty cool with the flame-throwing Phyrexian construct. I like that. Thirsting Roots, 1 green, or green mana, 1 mana, green. Choose one. Search your library for basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Or proliferate. Okay, adding a proliferate means that this could slot in as a ramp slot in a proliferate deck, so if you don't need the ramp, you can proliferate, or vice versa. So that's not bad. Probably won't go in my dragon deck, although I do create a fair number of 1/1 tokens, so maybe. Swooping Lookout, 1 mana, 1/2 Flying Vigilance. Artifact creature Phyrexian construct, really good and limited. I mean, you pay 1 mana for a 1/2 without Flying and Vigilance, really. I mean, you don't want to, but you would. And this one's got a bigger bet, so you can play this. You play it on turn 1 and can block your opponent's 1/1, their 1-drop, and then you can still attack with it on turn 2. Not bad. Again, maybe not for commander unless you're doing something with flying. That was in the wrong slot too. That's an uncommon. Sinja Dancer we've seen. This is the tapper, but again, as I said, there's usually easier ways to get that effect. And then the step complete Arbor Elf. I believe it's Arbor Elf. Or Elvish Mystics. I keep getting that wrong and I didn't look it up. There's one that untaps land, that's what this is. Although it's only every other turn because you gotta put an oil counter on it. And then the foil mountain that we are going to just probably throw right into our dragon deck in place of one of the basic lands. There we go. Because that's the pack and my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Did I miss something when I see this? I really like that Nissa. I'm going to find a home for her. Although that said, I'm almost guaranteed I could trade that for something I also want for an existing deck. So we'll have to see where it goes. Pretty cool card. I think this pack counts as a hit. Let me know in the comment section down below. And we'll see you all next time. Take care.